Once my petition to the Colorado courts was dismissed, I knew that it was up to me to go and find a place for God's people to reside once the earth's tilt reached a point to where the surface of the earth is going to become virtually uninhabitable, and when the government decides they were going to go ahead and enter in their bunkers and leave us. So pursuant to our inalienable rights under Article 2, Section 3 of the Colorado Constitution, it states that all persons have certain natural, essential, and inalienable rights, among which may be reckoned the right of enjoying and defending their lives and liberties, of acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and of seeking and attaining their safety and happiness. So in other words, we have a right that can't be taken away from us, which allows us to defend our lives. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. In fact, in the Declaration of Independence, it says that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of people to alter or abolish it and to institute a new government. Now, I'm not advocating that because the government has basically abandoned us, that we should rebel or riot or anything. I say that God hasn't abandoned us, and we should become one nation under God, the Gnostic Assembly, those devoted to protecting our own rights under the law and under the earth. We have a right to assemble and petition. The people have the right to peaceably assemble for the common good and apply to those invested with the powers of government for redress of grievance by petition or remonstrance. So in other words, we have a right to assemble as a group of people with knowledge of truth and to petition the government to follow the law that they written. Our religious freedoms also provide us with the right to do what God says in these times of natural disaster. It says the free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worship without discrimination shall forever hereafter be guaranteed, and no person shall be denied any civil or political right, privilege, or capacity on account of his opinions concerning religion. So despite the fact that we claim a religious sovereignty and freedom under God, we cannot be denied any right, privilege, or capacity, which includes the right to get up in that mountain at state expense. It says, first, that perfect toleration of religious sentiments shall be secured, and no inhabitant of said state shall ever be molested in person or property on account of his or her religious mode of worship. So again, the Colorado law entitles us to our religious freedom to be able to pursue what God told us to do. And at Matthew 24:16, God told us through Jesus to flee to the mountains. And that's exactly what I did.